Hi, everybody. Welcome to Resilient Now podcast. We're super, super happy you are here. Um, this is a very special place because we're hoping here you can hear a speaker, somebody who has gone through what you're going through right now. And my job, my mission, is to bring you somebody who can help you heal, somebody who can get you, towards that direction of maybe getting some help, just somebody who's gone through what you're going through now and has been there, and they can talk about how they got through it. Um, I have a very special guest. She's going to be known as A, and I've known her for a really long time. She is somebody who's definitely in my heart. So A, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I like to ask everybody who joins us, what does resilient now mean to you?
For me, or others first.
For yeah, just what does those words, what comes up for
It
resilient now for you?
For me, the first word that comes to me is tough, difficult situation, and yeah, we have to find a way to get out of it. Tough.
And get through it, right? Whatever it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We have to fight our way out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
hmm
And I think sometimes when you hear people or, share with people, people get you through things. The right people can get you through a lot of things. Um, so this story, I don't want to talk about the story because I want A to tell you, but this is a really, really hard story to hear, a really hard story to go through for any parent. And uh, it's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to hear this story. I was around you a little bit when this happened, and I know you were, God took care of you. But thank you for being here and thank you for sharing it. I'm gonna let you just start your story.
Thank you. Um, it's actually taken me 7 years. It was 7 years on January 2nd to be able to actually talk about it. I've been running away. I'll
Mm.
put it that way. I've been running away from this tragedy for 7 years. I mean, a part of me is still running, but after 7 years, I'm able to talk about it. Um, for moms, for dads, for whoever's lost anyone really close to them, especially a child, it's it's rough. You're never prepared, never prepared. I lost my mom, and I thought that was the worst pain that I could ever go through. I thought that was the end of the world for me until I lost my son. He was my first son. He was my everything. For years, he was with me. He went everywhere with me. He was my best friend. He was the only child I had for a long time. So we shared so much together. We traveled together. He was my baby. He was my everything. And in 2019, I actually saw him last time we were together was Christmas of 2018. We celebrated Christmas together. He was at the house because he had a roommate at this point, so he wasn't living at home. He had just left home, and he came by at 6 a.m. I woke up and he was in the house already. He had bought a Christmas tree. He set up the Christmas tree. It was a red Christmas tree,
A red one,
a
yay,
red
red.
one. And I woke up at 6 a.m. to find him sitting right next to it. He had set it up and he had gifts under the Christmas tree for his siblings, for everyone. And I was taken aback because I usually set up the Christmas tree, but this was him. He had all that set up, and then later on in the day, I was cooking because we'd planned to spend Christmas with my in-laws.
Mm.
So I was in the kitchen cooking, and usually when I'm cooking, he's right beside me. He's my
Mhm.
taster. I cook and he will taste it. So he
Lucky
was my
boy.
taster, yes. So I did all that cooking and we packed everything and we drove over to our in-laws. Um, we were there. We had such a beautiful Christmas with the entire family here. And at night, I noticed he kept staring at me from the kitchen. I could catch this glance and I kept looking. I said, "Why are you giving me that look?" And he would come hug me and say goodbye, that he was leaving. He would hug everybody. He was leaving. He'd go and come back. He did that like three different occasions. I kept saying, "You don't have to leave. Just sit here. You don't have to leave." It was like he had to go.
Mm.
So that was the last time I set eyes on my son. And on Christmas, New Year's Eve, we would usually spend New Year's Eve in church, the crossover.
Mhm.
But he didn't come this time, but he called me on New Year's, when he hit 12. He called
Okay.
me at midnight and we screamed and cried and, just, Happy New Year to one another. It was a great thing. That was exciting. And I was to have lunch. I was going to cook lunch for everyone on New Year's Day.
Mhm.
And he called me on New Year's Day and said, "Mom, I know you're really tired. You don't have to cook. Don't worry. I'll see you, later on in the weekend or some other time, but don't cook." And I was like, "Oh, I need to cook because it's the first day of the year." And he said,
Mhm.
"No, don't worry about it." So that was the last time I spoke to my son on January 1st. January 2nd, I came to work, but I wasn't feeling good. There was something. Actually, January 2nd at 7 a.m., I was in the shower and I found myself I just screamed his name out.
Really?
Yeah, at 7 a.m. in the shower, I screamed his name out and I said, "Where is my son?" And I remembered um, he had a court case on January 2nd for a ticket, a
Mm.
speeding ticket.
Okay.
So he had a court case for that in Arizona. And he decided to drive to Arizona because the judge said he wanted him to come in person.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, "Please do not drive to Arizona, go by air." And well, he decided to drive. So at 7 a.m., I I grabbed my phone and I
Mhm.
called and there was no answer. And I said, "Oh, he's probably in court or something. I'll call him
Right.
later." Yeah. So I came to work, but I wasn't feeling great. At 12, I kept calling every hour, calling and calling, and there was no answer. And I kept saying, "Okay, maybe he's still in court. Maybe he's still in court." He usually
Mhm.
calls me. He will let me know what's going on. That's unlike him. So I told my boss, "I'm going home. I'm not feeling too good." So I left. And when I got home, I, as I was driving up into the driveway, there were two police officers waiting for me. I knew something. I mean, I put my window down and I said, "Officers, please, where's my son?" I said, "Please tell me my son is okay." And the last thing I remember was them saying, "I'm sorry, ma'am." And I just found myself on the street screaming and running down the road. That's all I remember at that point. But when this happened, I don't know how I got back in the house, but all I remember saying was, God, please take me and bring him back. Please just take me. He's too young. He's only 25. Please
25
just,
years old.
yeah, please just, let him live. You can take me. And that was it. And I just kept passing out and coming back on. Um, I can't describe the pain. If after 7 years it's still so painful.
Yeah. It's your
Um,
baby. It's your
yeah,
baby.
yeah. Um, I don't wish this on anyone. And for anyone that's going through this, what kept me going, was just Jesus. I don't know. I know some people, not everybody believes in Jesus, but
But your higher
this is
power.
my
You call him
story. Yeah,
Jesus, but that was your higher
but
power.
those,
So,
yes. So, I nobody could console me.
mm-mm.
Nobody. I was in a different. I was lost. I was lost, totally lost. I couldn't believe that that would happen to me.
Mm.
Um,
Shouldn't happen to anybody, but it happens. These are the things that
it
are sad.
happens.
It
It
happens.
happens.
Yeah.
There's a saying that we're all passing through.
Hmm.
We're all on the freeway. Everybody has their different exits.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go.
Hmm.
We're all gonna go. Um, Nobody's gonna live forever.
No.
It's just
True.
very painful when it's someone that you gave birth to. It's very painful when it's a young person. It's very painful when it's someone that you love. Um, but I've come to accept it after 7 years that I can't bring him back. Um, he was a happy person. He was a good kid. He was, he loved people. He, he, you make food for him at home, he would take it out and go look for the homeless to give the food to.
Oh my God. I guess that's why
He,
it was needed in heaven, right?
yes, yes. He, once he slept at a train station till someone saw him and woke him. He gave all his money to someone
Mm.
at the train station that had no money. He would come home, take his clothes, go give them away. And when, he had a roommate, and when he'd come home to spend probably the weekend or days with us, he wouldn't have any clothes. Would have to give him more clothes. He'd be
Give his
like,
clothes
"Mommy,
away.
I couldn't hold it. I had to give this because I saw this person. Their clothes was
Mhm.
really old and worn out." So he that's the kind of person. He would go with a volunteer team and travel all over America volunteering to help people. That was him. So it was painful because I said,
He's a good boy.
he's such a good kid. Why? But like you said, heaven wants their angels. They
Heaven
took
needs
him.
angels, and sometimes
Yes,
they
they
get
do.
called. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
sometimes they
Um,
get called. That's what I believe anyway.
yes, I believe that too. So, to
So, hey, I'm going to ask you
parents,
a question. I'm going to ask you a
mhm,
question.
yeah,
There's a mother who's listening to this who got a call today or got a call yesterday that or or the police came to their door to tell them, or somebody in the military, had somebody knock on their door and say that their son passed. How do you tell, you've been through this now, it's been 7 years. What do you tell that mother? What do you tell that father? How do you get through it, one day at a time? What do you do?
it's painful to hear this, but there's a reason for everything.
Mm.
It's painful to be told your son or your child is not coming back. You have to live. You have to live your life because one day you're going to go too.
Mhm.
Um, I would say to anyone that just take one day at a time. Grieve, cry, don't hold back. When you want to cry, let it out. Speak to people that have gone through the same. That's what I found myself doing. I didn't go to any group or counseling group, but I called a friend that I know lost their child and
Mm.
asked them what they went through, how they managed. I read books. I listened to TV programs. I read the Bible. I cried to God in prayers. I used all of that to help me. Um, that's that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
That's all you
And you
can
got
do.
through it. So far, it's 7 years and you
Yes,
got through
yes.
it. You know,
Time
it doesn't mean
heals.
you're not sad sometimes
Yeah,
and you'll never forget
time.
it. Yeah.
No, time heals. I used to cry every day, but I can't remember the last time I cried. I'm crying about it now because I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
I used to cry every day, but slowly it becomes once a week. It becomes once a month. Time heals.
Hmm.
Time will heal. Now it's rough. It feels like the end of the world, but time will heal. Hold on to, we're all here for on a purpose. We're all here for a reason on earth.
Yeah.
Look for what that reason is for you and do it to the best of your ability because you don't know how long you're here for, too. If we sit
True.
back and just keep crying over our loved ones that have passed on, then we become stagnant. Our purpose on earth is not fulfilled. What
Hmm.
you're doing, Lillian, is excellent. What you're doing, you're helping other people. We have to look for different ways that we can help people.
Hmm.
We all have a purpose on earth. Don't just sit back and cry. Some people fall into depression. Some people end up committing suicide because they've lost a loved one.
Yeah.
Some people just give up on life. You cannot give up. You have to keep moving.
You have to keep moving. I was thinking about your son, how he didn't want you to cook that day, he wanted you to rest. And can you imagine if he was talking to you from heaven, he'd be like, Mom, I just want you to do exactly what you're doing. Like, I want you to take care
Yes.
of you. Because that is a way of honoring, our children. Because
Yes.
I have a 22-year-old and he always says, Mom, are you been exercising? Are you eating well? And he's like, Mom, and it's like they care about you too, So I
Yes.
know he's up there and he wants you to keep going and
Mhm.
help people and find your mission like you talked about right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and sharing this with us. Thank you for opening your heart. I'm going to ask you about gratitude, and I think it might include some other children you have, but I'm not going to say your gratitude for you. So we'd like to end the podcast with gratitude. So tell me your top gratitude right now, or two or three of them, whatever you want to share.
Is, well, my children.
Hmm.
Thank God I have children.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
thank God every day
Mm-hmm.
for giving me kids that I can hold on to, that are supporting me, strengthening me. They feel the loss, but they surround me with it. I thank God for my children. I thank God for knowing God because if I didn't have Him to give me hope, I would have probably gone crazy. I'm not kidding you. So I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful that I shared, I had the the honor of 25 years of my child with me before he went to
Mm-hmm.
heaven. He was a wonderful kid, filled with love, loved pets. He wouldn't even want to hurt an ant. He would say, "Don't step on the ant, please." So I support
You're amazing.
animals.
You're
Yes,
amazing. You're
I
just
do that.
amazing. You're
I
amazing.
support animals because of my son, because of his love. So I am just so grateful for people like you, Liliana.
Thank you.
Me
And
talking
I'm
to
going to
you
brag
is
about you because you're one
this
of
is
those
healing.
moms. I knew you when, our kids were in junior high, and you're one of those moms. Like all her kids are smart. She's got a daughter in Harvard and stuff. She's like one of these like amazing mothers, that I'm like look up to all the time. And you are a treasure. You're beautiful and you have a beautiful heart. And I know this was hard. And I know, but I know you're helping so many people, and that's exactly what you want to do. And I know you did that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being on a podcast. Everybody, please,
I have
there's a
to add
few.
this.
I'm so happy you did it.
I have to add this.
Yeah,
My
go ahead. Go
husband,
ahead.
my husband,
And your husband.
my
Yes,
rock.
he's your rock. He
I
got you
don't
through
know
it.
how I would have, he got me through this. He helped me
Hmm.
so much, and I
Yeah.
thank God for him.
I've met your husband. He's a rock star. He's
Yes.
amazing. So everybody, Resilient Now podcast, .com is free. She will be on that website. I have about, I don't know, a lot of speakers with all sorts of resilient stories. I'm trying to get more people in Spanish. So, if you know people, send them my way. You can email me at resilientnowpodcast@gmail.com. You don't have to go through things. There's people, by yourself. There's people who've gone through them already. So please stay resilient now. And thank you for listening. And I'll see you next time. Bye, A. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.